think I'm back. Hopefully I just showed you Kwesi Ronald Harris, Brother Kwesi from Chicago State University. I do these shows out of sequence, which is not good, and the show is a gumbo. I tell you that every week because I have no idea what I'm going to do. I sort of have ideas. I'm thinking about it. I make a couple of phone calls, and I didn't want to interview anybody this month, and you don't want to see me babbling, so I said that I called Brother Kwesi. I really sent him a message on the internet. Boom, he came. I never met the man. I see him on Facebook all the time. And so I went over there, and he was fabulous, and he gave me a better perception of Chicago State University because I have a negative impression of Chicago State University. I mean, I have family who graduated from Chicago State University, a lot of family who graduated. You know folks who graduated from Chicago State University. It's a nice institution. You can call it a great institution. But I have a negative opinion of it because I'm not connected with anybody. That's what it is, okay? I have a negative attitude, and I bring my negative attitude on the campus, and I say, this ain't nothing. This ain't about nothing. I have this negative attitude. But it takes a brother like Kwesi, and that's the problem with us African Americans. We don't like each other. We've been trained from slavery to distrust each other. Let me tell you that. Those who live outside the African American community, you wonder why these young boys and young boys, some girls, commit all these silly crimes in our neighborhood. Mainly because it's poverty. That's the first problem. Poverty and ignorance, but it's also self-hatred. Poverty, ignorance, and self-hatred. I can do a whole dissertation if I take my time and do it slowly. I have a negative opinion of Chicago State University because if you go on U.S. News World Report, they will show you after. I didn't bring the statistic because I'm not. You know, I don't prepare for these little talks here. But it's like 25% black men, 25% men, and 75% women. Unbelievable. According to U.S. News World Report, college. You know, you go online. If you go into college, you see these stuff. You know, you can go check out the colleges, right? U.S. News college, and it says Chicago State University only has a 4% graduation rate. That's pathetic. I know there's a long dissertation on why it is because we're getting some students to the bottom of the barrel and students transfer out and go back and students transfer in. I know. I understand all that. But it's still, according to U.S. News, 4% graduation rate. There are people, I know folks who make six figures. I know people who are millionaires who who graduated from Chicago State University. I get that. Those are outliers, okay? You got to understand, they always trot out the kid who got the Gates Millennium Scholarship, who came from the hood and got it and went to U of I and I don't want to rain on their parade. I really don't. I like to focus on people like me who had potential or who have potential right now, but they being crushed by the society, by the system, and our own African American black folks' self-hatred. There's a great video, man. If you a lot of you watch the show on public access. Y'all don't do email and whatnot because I put the email up. Nobody emailed me. I'm on the social media. Nobody says anything. I get that because a lot of older people, they don't fool with it. It costs money. I understand. It's internet. I pay like what, $60 a month. Something stupid for internet access. But some of y'all spend like $100 a month for y'all phones. Okay, you know you do. There's a great video by Malcolm Gladwell. Malcolm Gladwell is my hero. He's wonderful. He talks about there's 1 million missing black men. And if you go to the internet and you type in Malcolm Gladwell, 1 million black men, the squandering of talent, you'll see the video. Fabulous video. And I want to talk about it, you got to watch the video. But there's a lot of African American men, especially, who have their talent has been squandered. A lot of my talent has been squandered when I was younger, in my 20s, 30s, and 40s. You know what I'm saying? Squandered. Partly it's my fault. Partly it's the system. Partly it's African American self-hatred. We don't like each other. So when you see a brother Kwesi from Chicago State University, he's trying to have a greater African American male retention in the colleges. 60-some, almost 70%, 67% of all black men drop out of college the first year. Yeah, a lot of them go back at some point. I understand that. But they drop out that first year because you have to help people retain them in college. I don't care if it's college, plumbing school, electrician school, whatever. A lot of our black men are dropping out. I'm a former dropout. They drop out because they don't believe in themselves and they haven't found the right person or group to believe in them. You need someone to believe in you. If you don't believe in yourself, you need someone to believe in you or a group that believes in you that will help you fulfill your true potential. See, the canard is that rugged individualism. You can do it. Put your mind to it. Yes, yes, that is true. But for some people, they need a little help. They need a person or a group of people. They need that 5th grade teacher, that 3rd grade teacher, that 8th grade teacher, that 12th grade teacher, that sophomore teacher, a coach, a parent, Mr. Sims on the block, whoever it is, that believes in them, that supports them, or a group of people that believes in them, small group, large group, that believes in them, supports them, encourages them, tutor them, mentor them, so they can fulfill their true potential. You go in these neighborhoods, I don't know how much time I got. I didn't take this. Damn. The show may be over already. I don't know. I'm looking at the clock here. You may have seen me on the Tribune, Chicago Tribune a few weeks ago, a month ago, whenever you see in the show. Dawn Turner Trice is wonderful. Never met the woman. I've talked on the phone a few times over the years, but I've never met her. Hope to meet her one day. She's a writer from she's a columnist from the Chicago Tribune, and she wrote an article. She wrote one in 2002 when I had trouble with my son was at Burnside Elementary School. I named the school now because it's been so many years. Burnside Elementary School. He was in 3rd grade. They had a substitute teacher that was woeful there for 10 weeks. It was terrible. And I didn't want the system to crush my son the way they crushed my ass. My behind. You know that? Yeah, I blame the system. It was partly my fault. But I was 3rd. I was a kid. School. Beat down in 2nd, 3rd grade. They were doing it to my son. Well, I thought they would, and I wasn't going to let them crush my son. So many black boys have been crushed by the education system, and they end up in the criminal justice system because we parents, our teachers, the Mr. Sims on the block, we allow them to fall through the cracks. It's our fault. When my children get bad grades in school, they rarely do. But when they slow down, go from an A to a B, it's my fault. A few times they get a C, that's my fault. I take full responsibility. They're children. You know what I'm saying? My son's in college and my daughter's about to go to college, but still, as long as they're in my house, I take responsibility. I take less responsibility in college, I get that. But in high school and grammar school, I'm responsible for their grades. Me. And if I can't do their homework, which I never did, but one time, I make sure I have a relationship with the teacher so they can help my children do well in school, because I can only do so much. But it's my responsibility. So I brought the Tribune up there. Dawn Turner Trice wrote an article. The principal, I ain't going to name the woman's name, but she was really upset. And that's why I hate the public schools. And I hate most teachers, because most teachers are there for the money. Most administrators are there for the money. They don't give a damn about the children. And let me tell you something. If you think about it, they don't give a damn about the children. I know the 20-80 rule. Maybe 20% of the people in the public school, they care. But there's a whole 80% they don't. Now, you may have a school that 28% care and 20% don't. But there's always people that don't give a damn. They're there for the money. Black people, a child, they got 5 more years, 6 more years before I get my retirement. But listen, all them black teachers are gone. Because if you're a black woman, you making 90 grand in Chicago public school, there's a white girl somewhere in college right now, or on her way out of college, who's about to come take your job. I'm not racist. I'm just telling you how it is. So you black woman making 80 grand, 90 grand a year, there's a young white girl coming to take your job. She gonna work for half as much and come from Teach for America or whatever, get her student loans paid off, and your behind gonna be somewhere, maybe out in Harvey or Markham, and make half of what you make now. See, we got to work together, people. I don't know how I got on that. I gotta end this segment. I almost got it. Let me take a break. Okay, I'm back. I don't know how much time I got, because this is a half an hour show, an hour show. I don't know. I have no idea. But I get so worked up when I think about the public schools. I was talking about Dawn Turner Trice, who wrote an article about me in the Tribune. I'm very happy. I ain't made no money out of it. Ain't nobody called me. Few people saw, because I know African Americans don't look at the Tribune, and I don't buy the paper anymore. In fact, I am going to subscribe to the online version, because they did write an article about me. I ain't done it yet, but I'm going to get to it. I'm going to subscribe to the online version. And so, because I used to get the paper all the time, but nobody reads the paper. It's all online now. And so, but I'm going to get the online version. Pay for it. So she wrote an article about me, and I was in front of Gresham Elementary School. Let me just try to wind up this talk, because I don't know how much time. Because of 13-minute, I may run out of time and have to finish this on the other show. I'm sorry. Let me do a short version. Let me just concentrate. You saw me in the Tribune with a picture of Gresham Elementary School behind me. They had the big controversy at Gresham Elementary School, and it's very, very complicated. And there's a lot of stuff they don't want to tell, because I asked everybody, what's the real deal on Gresham? No one really knows. because but it's complicated. It could be something personal between the people downtown and the administration of the school. It may not have nothing to do with the children or the academics of the children. It may be something personal, because that's how the world works, people. It's complicated. But the point I'm trying to get at is that most people in Gresham don't even know how good or bad that school is. I bet you most parents don't know, because they just send their baby to school, do the best they can. And those who've had wonderful parents, the kids tend to do better. And sometimes the kids who have terrible parents, and they do better anyway. But a lot of kids don't do better. And most schools like Gresham, they have a 20, 30, sometimes there's a school I looked up the other day, a 40% mobility rate. During the course of 9 months, 40% of the class moved somewhere else. Because black folks are transient, which I understand. It take money to live over there, and you get mad at Gamal. Then you go over your sister's house. Then you go over live at your uncle's house. Then you're over here. And they are homeless people in this city. It's very serious. It's serious. I was talking about the teachers earlier, because the black teachers are losing out. They lost out in Gresham. They're going to lose out in most places because African American teachers are not unified. African American police are not unified. African American fire are not. African Americans, period, we're not unified. That's why let me end up the talk. That's why I tell people they get mad at Rahm Emanuel. I ain't got a problem with Rahm Emanuel. He knows we're not unified, African Americans. He knows that we haven't had a viable candidate for mayor of Chicago since Harold Washington. He knows that we're a declining population in this city. We're declining people. We're aging people. We're null and void. We're toast because we're not unified. I don't like Mark. I don't like the way he looks. His skin is too light. He ain't got no education. He's not part of the sorority. He's not part of the AME church. He's not part of anybody's church. He's not a Hebrew Israelite. He's not a Muslim. He's not a Jehovah's Witness. He's not a Seventh-day Adventist. I don't like him. And that tribalism is why African Americans are being destroyed. We're not being destroyed, but we're nothing void. We're not viable, as Suleiman Akil told me. We're not viable right now because of this tribalism. Clean neighborhoods, safe neighborhoods with excellent schools, especially these low-income neighborhoods. I'm in a working-class neighborhood in Auburn, Gresham. That's what I care about, and you should care too. It comes down to parenting. And if you don't have wonderful parents in the state, the city government, somebody's government got to come in and supplement with cash, with resources to help that child read and write at grade level. Let me end with that. Make sure your children, your grandchildren, and everybody in your local grammar school. I should go down to these local grammar school, but like I said, when they come in there, who are you? Who sent you? So they, who are you? Who sent you, right? So, but we have to ensure some kind of way, if we don't physically go into these schools, make sure the children are, all children, especially the tough ones, with the destabilized homes, make sure that these children in these public schools, especially black children, can read and write at grade level, at least grade level. Read and write in grade level. Clean neighborhoods, safe neighborhoods with excellent schools. Okay, I'm back. You know, I do these shows out of sequence, and so, like I said, I don't know how the shows are flowing. I don't know. I had this interview with Brother Quasi, Chicago State, and I was rambling about that. I don't know if I'm going to do a 1 hour show or 2 half-an-hour shows. I don't know. But I always tell people, you only watch 5 seconds of the show. Clean neighborhoods, safe neighborhoods with excellent schools. Clean neighborhoods, safe neighborhoods with excellent schools. I don't know if you saw the first part of the show or last week's show. I don't know whatever you saw. But I talked about Ronald Quasi. Ronald Harris, Brother Quasi from Chicago State University. I told people I had a negative opinion about Chicago State University, but I met Brother Quasi, and he gave me a different opinion about the university. I have a better opinion about the university because I'm connected with him. And he also, Brother Ronald Quasi, he's friends with, or he knows Reggie, I can't think, Reggie Miller, Reggie Brown, Reggie somebody, I forgot the guy's name. He's the principal of Harlan High School down the street. And I was tempted. I ran for local school council at Harlan like 100 years ago. I didn't know what I was doing. I lost, of course. That was a long time ago. And I've done a few talks there via Black Star Project, and so they have a new principal there, and well, he's been there for a few years now. I haven't yet met him, and I should meet him because I'm a community activist. But I haven't because, like, who are you, Mark, to come in and tell me how to run my school? Who are you? You ain't got no college degree. Oh, you didn't go to college, so you can't. You ain't an educator. You ain't got no kids up in here. Your kids were too. You thought your kids were too good for Holland, but you gonna come up in here and tell us how to run school, you know? I understand, right? I get it. So, but you know, but the point is that Quasi say I forgot the Ronald Reggie somebody at the principal at y'all know his name at Harlem. But I don't know if we ever meet. But the point is that we're not connected as a people. We're just not connected because of the tribalism. Because of tribalism. The point is that clean neighborhoods, safe neighborhoods are excellent schools. Our children should read and write at grade level. Everybody can't go to college like Chicago State or some other school. But the point is that we should try to help our young people fulfill their true potential. I talked about earlier the article they wrote about me in last week's show, early this show. I don't know when you saw it, but if you saw it. But I talked about Don Turner Trice, the columnist from the Chicago Tribune, wrote an article about me and what I do here in public access, blah 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 blah. And I'm a Facebook junkie. I mean, you know, I do a little Twitter, but I don't have a smartphone, so I don't have any time for Pinterest and Tumblr and this and ting. It's too much. But the point, I took the picture. I had the photographer for the Chicago Tribune take a picture of me in front of a Gresham Elementary School, because that's what it's all about. It's about making sure that the young people, especially young African American boys, young black boys, can read and write at grade level. I began to fall off in the 3rd grade, and my parents tried. They sent me to a tutor. They sent me to a psychiatrist because, you know, they knew I was kind of cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. And they tried. They really did try. But when you're a parent, you know, you get mad at your parents, but you got to forgive them over time because they only knew what they knew. Like I told my children, I said, listen, they 18 and 20, they grown. But I said, please forgive me for a few things we did do incorrectly. We made a few mistakes. Maybe we should have raised you out in the suburbs. We should have sent you to better schools. We should have done this. I mean, it's a lot of, you're a parent, you're going to make a few mistakes. Or you wish you had done things differently or better. But that's, you know, I hope my children will forgive me. But the point is, my parents tried, but I fell down and I hated school and it's bad. I think I may have mentioned this before. Maybe I didn't. I don't know. There was this lady on this Christian show, Focus of the Family. I was in the car and the radio had this Focus of the Family on the show. Christian show, right? Hard conservative, right? But even though they're hard conservative and they're Christians, if they have something of value, I want to listen. I'm not too, they're Christians, I don't want to hear them. They're conservatives, I don't want to hear those conservatives, those right-wingers, they're crazy. That ain't the point. But the woman, she was on the show, Focus of the Family radio show. It's online, and I forgot the woman's name. But if you send me an email, I'll send you the link. And so she talked about analytical learners and global learners. And it was something about analytical learners. You give them the schoolwork in grammar school, college, whatever, high school, and they get it. They read it, they do it. They got a great memory, they can do it, boom. Other folks are global learners, and I'm paraphrasing what the woman said because I'm not an educator. And these are folks like me, daydream. I used to be out at elementary school, just look out the windows, daydream. I was in the daze because I was daydreaming. I was off in another universe, and they had to bring me back and say, what you doing, Mark? I don't know, because I was daydreaming out in another world. So, and you explain to me now, when I work with my family, they say, why do we have to explain stuff to you this way? Don't you just get it if we explain it this way? I say, no, because I need to know how does this relate to me and the universe and the cosmos and how this, I don't want to know why we're doing this, not just why I should, but, you know. That's the way my brain works. I'm a global learner. And there's a lot of kids who struggle in school. She says a lot of special ed kids, she says a lot of this expert on Focus of the Family radio show, a lot of special ed kids are global learners. And they don't have the resource to help people like me, and we get behind, and other kids, they understand this stuff, and you hate school. Like it's like for me, even when I write an article, I mean, not an article, I've written a few articles. Even for me to write a paragraph, I struggle. It takes me like 3 hours to write a freaking paragraph. That's why I didn't go to college, because when back in the day, we only had typewriters when I left high school, when they had word processors there. And it just takes me too long to read something, too long to understand something, too long to write something, so I can't do it. You need someone to believe in. If you don't believe in yourself, whether you're 51 like yours truly, or if you're 15 or 5, or 25 or 35, no matter how old you are, if you don't really believe in yourself and believe in your ability and believe in what you have to offer the universe, if you don't really believe in all of that, you have to find someone or a group that believes in you. You know, I'm going to end the show there. I can't say anymore. We have to make sure to end this crime in Chicago. I live in Auburn Gresham. You got Auburn Gresham. I don't know all the neighborhoods. Auburn Gresham and Englewood and Grand Crossing and Washington Heights and Roseland and Beverly. I don't know all the neighborhoods. Pullman, West Pullman. Yeah, you get it, right? And you know the neighborhoods on the west side and north side and all of that. But it's here in the hood where my peeps live. Clean neighborhoods, safe neighborhoods with excellent schools. We can stop this crime, but we can't right now. We have to help the mayor does it and the FBI stop the crime because African Americans, we just consume with this tribalism. Tribalism. And then you hate that most people, they protect these criminals and they understand, they say, oh, those are our children, don't lock them up. Some people got to be locked up. I'm sorry. It's the best thing for them. But I'm really for helping that young man, that little boy actually, in grammar school. The little boy in grammar schools in first grade, second grade, third grade, fourth grade, struggling in school. And they know if they don't get it together, the second, third, or fourth grade is over. They're not going to be doctors and lawyers. It's not going to happen. They're not going to fulfill their true potential because they struggled in grammar school. They struggled in preschool. Then you get the kids, you're in high school, you're managing the deck chairs on a Titanic. You might be able to turn it around. You may, I don't know, but you have to help these young people, mentor, tutor them, love them. If they don't get that, they're off to prison or they underachieve like yours truly. Or a lot of them off to prison. 1/3 of all black men going to jail. And I bet you most of these kids who commit the crimes out here in the neighborhood, girls and boys, because they cannot read and write at grade level or they didn't have good moral values at home. You got to have values, people. Values, good moral values. Make sure your children, your grandchildren, your great-grandchildren, make sure that you try to make sure that the neighborhood school, whether it's Gresham over here where I live, Gresham Elementary School, whatever school it is, I don't care who runs the school, I don't care who the principal is, try to ensure that the children can read and write at grade level. Read and write at least at grade level. Stop the crime, people. We're going to stop this crime. Enough of this Chirac stuff. Clean neighborhoods, safe neighborhoods, and excellent school. Most of these crimes are committed by young black boys who weren't blessed with wonderful parents, a wonderful mother, a wonderful father, or a really strong black woman mother who instilled some damn values and made sure they stay in a damn house and make sure they do their damn homework and stop playing video games and fooling around. It's time for foolishness sometimes. It's not really foolishness, but do your damn homework. Read a freaking book. Clean neighborhoods. Safe neighborhoods with excellent schools. Clean neighborhoods. Safe neighborhoods with excellent schools.